What's the difference between singular and plural possessive nouns? Have you ever wondered how to show ownership in English? Today, we will break down the difference between singular and plural possessive nouns. Understanding this can really help clarify your writing. Let's start with singular possessive nouns. These nouns show ownership by one person or thing. To form a singular possessive noun, you add an apostrophe followed by the letter S to the end of the singular noun. For example, if you have the word dog, it becomes dogs to indicate something that belongs to one dog. You might say, the dog's toy, meaning the toy belongs to that one dog. Now, what if your singular noun ends with an S? You still follow the same rule. For instance, class becomes classes, as in the classes project. Another example is thesis, which becomes theses, like in the thesis's conclusion. Next, let's talk about plural possessive nouns. These nouns indicate ownership by more than one person or thing. How you form them depends on whether the plural noun ends with an S. If the plural noun already ends in S, you just add an apostrophe after the S. For example, dogs becomes dogs, as in the dog's owner. This means the owner of multiple dogs. Now, if the plural noun does not end in S, like children, you add an apostrophe and S just like with singular nouns. So children becomes children's, as in the children's playground. To summarize, for singular possessive nouns, you add an apostrophe and S. For plural possessive nouns that end in S, you only add an apostrophe. For plural nouns that do not end in S, you add an apostrophe and S. This distinction is important for clear communication in writing. It also affects how we pronounce these words. Singular possessives often add an extra syllable pronounced as is or es. For example, dogs is pronounced with an added sound, while plural possessives like dogs do not change the pronunciation of the plural form. Here are some practical examples to illustrate these rules. For a singular possessive, you might say, the cat's whiskers are long. For a plural possessive where the noun ends in S, you could say, the cat's owner is kind. And for an irregular plural possessive, you might say, the children's toys are scattered. Understanding these rules helps you use grammar correctly and communicate clearly in both writing and speaking. So next time you want to show ownership, remember these simple guidelines for singular and plural possessive nouns.